What if I told you? The food most responsible for heart attacks in seniors is often labeled low-fat, heart-healthy, and doctor-recommended. It's sitting in your pantry right now. It's the reason your blood pressure hasn't budged. And it might be the last thing you eat before a stroke. Still think you're safe? Let me tell you about Margaret. 72 years old. Walks every morning. Takes her meds. Then, out of nowhere, chest pain. Hospital. Stents. And what did her cardiologist say? Margaret, you're doing everything right, except what you eat. Turns out, she started every day with something millions trust. But it wasn't breakfast. It was a betrayal. Hi, I'm Harold Bennett, and today we're exposing the top 5 fake healthy foods that can trigger heart attacks after 60. If you think avoiding burgers is enough, you're wrong. It's the daily foods with health halos that do the real damage. Stick with me till the end, and I'll give you a heart-safe shopping list that'll change the way you see your grocery store forever. Type "I'm ready" in the comments if you want the truth. And don't forget to subscribe, this journey could save your life. You've seen the ads. Heart healthy. Doctor approved. Packed with whole grains. And millions of seniors still believe it. But what if I told you that the #1 food people eat to protect their heart might be quietly setting them up for a heart attack? Let's go back to Margaret. Remember her? 72, stents. Still in recovery. Guess what she had for breakfast every morning? A bowl of low-fat cereal with skim milk. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. Most commercial cereals marketed to seniors, bran flakes, cornflakes, puffed rice, are ultra-processed. They're stripped of fiber, packed with synthetic vitamins, and loaded with hidden sugars. And sugar, my friend, is public enemy #1 for anyone managing blood pressure or trying to prevent stroke. Even healthy cereals often contain 2 to 3 different forms of sugar. Maltodextrin, brown rice syrup, evaporated cane juice. And that low-fat label. It's a trap. When they remove fat, they add sugar to keep you addicted. What's worse, most seniors eat these cereals with skim milk, another blood sugar spike. The result? A roller coaster of insulin, followed by inflammation, arterial damage, and yes, increased risk of cardiovascular events. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that high glycemic breakfasts can increase the risk of heart attack in older adults by up to 41%. Still think cereal is heart healthy? If you're nodding in surprise, type "cereal shock" in the comments. You're not alone. But don't worry, we'll give you better, safer alternatives before this video ends. And next, we reveal the #2 fake healthy food hiding in millions of fridges, marketed as a calcium hero, but secretly linked to arterial stiffness. Don't miss it. Helen was one of those women who did everything right. She woke up at 6, walked every morning, and even kept a food journal. One day during our conversation, she smiled proudly and said, "Doctor, every single morning I start with low-fat yogurt and fruit. It's my healthy ritual." At first glance, that sounds perfect, doesn't it? Yogurt. Fruit. Low-fat. A heart-healthy trio, right? But here's the twist. That one habit, done with the best intentions, was quietly hurting her heart. Helen's yogurt was the typical, low-fat fruit on the bottom kind. Each cup packs up to 25 grams of sugar, more than a small dessert. And that low-fat label? A red flag, not a benefit. You see, when fat is removed, something else is added, usually sugar, starch, and chemicals. Worse, the lack of natural fats means she wasn't absorbing enough vitamin D or K2, both crucial for calcium and artery health. That same yogurt was spiking her blood sugar, feeding inflammation, and contributing to unstable blood pressure. All while she thought it was helping her bones and heart. So, I asked her to try something different. Full-fat Greek yogurt. Unsweetened. With real berries. 3 weeks later, she came back with tears in her eyes. "Doctor, my digestion feels better. My blood pressure is more stable. And I finally sleep through the night." Yogurt isn't the enemy. But processed, sugary, low-fat yogurt is, especially after 60. If you've been fooled by a healthy-looking label, you're not alone. Let me know below, have you ever believed something was healthy, until it wasn't? Just comment, "Switched my yogurt," to join the conversation. And stay with me, because the next fake healthy food hides in nearly every senior's kitchen, yet it's worse for your arteries than sugar itself. George had always been proud of his cooking. At 72, he still grilled his own fish, made salad dressings from scratch, and even baked low-sugar banana bread every Sunday. "I use only heart-healthy oils, Doc," he said with confidence. "Canola, soybean, sunflower. No butter, no lard. I'm being smart." But George had no idea that those very oils, the ones he trusted, were quietly damaging his arteries. Just 3 months before his mini-stroke, his cholesterol levels looked fine. His blood pressure was slightly elevated, but nothing alarming. And yet, one morning, while reading the paper, George collapsed. A silent stroke, caused by a sudden blockage in a cerebral artery. What went wrong? Let's peel back the label. Vegetable oils like canola, corn, and soybean oil may look heart-friendly, but most are highly refined, oxidized, and rich in omega-6 fats, the inflammatory kind. Your heart doesn't just need low cholesterol, it needs low inflammation. When omega-6 levels rise too high, as they often do with daily use of these oils, they trigger systemic inflammation, increasing the risk of atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and blood clot formation, key drivers of heart attack and stroke. And the worst part? These oils are everywhere. In salad dressings. In granola bars. Even in healthy veggie chips. George thought he was protecting his heart by avoiding butter. But he was unknowingly replacing it with something far more harmful. After recovery, I helped him transition to cold-pressed olive oil, a spoonful of real butter, and even some coconut oil for cooking. And do you know what happened? His inflammation markers dropped, his blood pressure stabilized, and his energy returned. Sometimes, it's not what you eat. It's what you believe about what you eat. So let me ask you, do you use canola or vegetable oil at home? Comment below, "Switching my oil." Because the next food we'll uncover is one you've probably added to your diet thinking it boosts energy, but may instead be spiking your blood pressure every morning. Linda was always a morning person. At 67, she never missed her 6 a.m. walk, and she took her medication with what she proudly called the healthiest breakfast ever. A bowl of high-fiber cereal with almond milk, topped with raisins and a splash of honey. Doctor approved, she smiled. Until one morning, Linda fainted on her porch. Paramedics rushed her in. Her blood pressure had spiked fast and unexpectedly. The culprit? That healthy breakfast. Cereals, even the ones labeled whole grain, natural, or fortified, often hide behind health claims while being loaded with refined carbohydrates and hidden sugars. And when mixed with dried fruits and honey, the glycemic surge is enormous, especially dangerous for seniors with high blood pressure or prediabetes. Your body processes these sugars fast, causing your blood sugar to spike, followed by a rebound crash that stresses your adrenal glands, heart rate, and even mental focus. More importantly, repeated spikes like these contribute to insulin resistance, inflammation, and yes, cardiovascular strain that increases the risk of stroke and heart attack, particularly after 60. But it's not just sugar. Most commercial cereals are also sprayed with synthetic vitamins, bound with oxidized seed oils, and lack the fiber needed to slow absorption, turning your heart-healthy bowl into a metabolic landmine. Linda switched her mornings. Now she starts with a boiled egg, avocado toast on sprouted grain bread, and a handful of blueberries. Her blood pressure down. Energy up. And her words, "I thought I was doing it right. But I was just following the box, not my body." Are you a cereal person? What's your morning fuel? Comment, "Rethinking my breakfast," below. Because next, we'll expose the most controversial fake health food of all, one that's been linked to hormonal chaos, weight gain, and even calcium loss. Yes, it's sitting in millions of senior fridges right now. Michael was the type of man who read every label. At 70, he took pride in eating clean. No soda, no fried food, and every morning, without fail, a low-fat fruit yogurt with a sprinkle of granola. "It's for my gut," he'd say. "Helps the heart, too, right?" Until his daughter noticed something strange. He was gaining weight, especially around his belly. His energy dropped. His mood flat. He forgot names, appointments. At first, they thought it was just aging. Until blood tests revealed low testosterone, vitamin D deficiency, and early signs of osteopenia, a loss of bone density that puts seniors at high risk of fractures and even heart failure. The hidden cause? That innocent yogurt. Most low-fat dairy products, especially fruit-flavored yogurts, are packed with added sugars, artificial thickeners, and hormone-disrupting preservatives. Removing fat from yogurt robs it of cholesterol, the very building block your body needs to make testosterone, vitamin D, and stress hormones. When seniors eat low-fat dairy daily, they unknowingly starve their endocrine system. And here's the twist. The saturated fat in full-fat fermented dairy, like plain Greek yogurt or kefir, actually supports cardiovascular health in seniors, reduces inflammation, and improves insulin sensitivity, especially in those over 60. Michael made the switch. He replaced his sugary yogurt with plain Greek yogurt, added a spoonful of chia, and fresh blueberries. Within 2 months, his energy returned, belly fat dropped, and his mood. "I feel like myself again," he said. Have you been reaching for low-fat, thinking it's safer? Let me know in the comments, full fat, not fooled. Because next, we'll uncover the most shocking food in your kitchen, the one that might be raising your blood pressure every single day, even though it's crystal white and looks harmless. Let me tell you about Dorothy. She's 68. Elegant. Sharp. Never smoked a day in her life. She walks every morning, keeps her weight in check, and never misses a doctor's appointment. And yet, one night, after dinner, she felt dizzy. Her vision blurred. Her chest tightened. Within an hour, she was in the ER with a hypertensive crisis. Her blood pressure had spiked dangerously high. Doctors ran the usual tests. No clogged arteries. No signs of heart failure. But one question changed everything. "What did you eat today, Dorothy?" Her answer. "Just the usual. Some grilled chicken, boiled veggies, and a little sprinkle of salt." That sprinkle was the culprit. You see, table salt, the kind found in shakers on every dining table, is not just sodium. It's refined sodium chloride, stripped of its mineral companions, bleached for appearance, and loaded with anti-caking agents like aluminum. And when consumed daily, even in what seems like small amounts, it disrupts the delicate sodium-potassium balance inside your cells. It triggers water retention, vascular stiffness, and over time, it can silently cause chronic high blood pressure, strain the heart, and increase your risk of stroke and heart attack, especially after age 60. Here's the twist most people miss. It's not how much salt you add at the table. It's the salt already hidden in your food, in bread, sauces, processed meats, canned veggies, even healthy soups. The CDC reports that more than 70% of our daily sodium intake comes from packaged and restaurant food, not the salt shaker. And here's the part that shook Dorothy to her core. Her boiled vegetables. Cooked with chicken bouillon powder, which contains over 700 milligrams of sodium in a single teaspoon. Her body wasn't failing her. Her pantry was. So, what's the safer path? Replace table salt with mineral-rich options like Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, used sparingly. Prioritize fresh over processed. And most importantly, increase potassium-rich foods, bananas, spinach, avocado, to help regulate your blood pressure naturally. Dorothy made the change. Today, her pressure is stable. Her smile is back. And she reads every label like a hawk. If you're still shaking that salt shaker without thinking, it's time to rethink. Comment below, minerals over marketing. Because next, we'll tackle the golden powder that promises heart health, but hides a bitter truth for anyone over 60. Have you ever met someone who looks perfectly fine on the outside, smiles bright, energy decent, but their heart's quietly in trouble? That was Alan. 66 years old. Lively. Always bringing cake to church events. He'd say, "It's homemade, with love." But what he didn't know was that, with love, came laced with danger. Alan didn't smoke. Didn't drink. Walked every day. But one morning, he fainted in the kitchen. At the hospital, the doctors were puzzled. His arteries weren't blocked. His weight was okay. So why was his blood pressure spiking and his heart rhythm irregular? The clue? His daily ritual, a spoonful of sugar in his coffee, sweet yogurt with breakfast, a slice of banana bread in the afternoon, and a little, harmless, dessert after dinner. Alan's heart was drowning in refined sugar. Refined sugar doesn't just feed your sweet tooth. It silently feeds inflammation in your arteries, weakens the heart muscle, and spikes blood glucose, forcing your body to produce more insulin, which thickens blood and strains your circulatory system. A 2014 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that people who get 17 to 21% of their calories from added sugar have a 38% higher risk of dying from cardiovascular disease. But here's what no one tells you. Sugar doesn't only come in dessert. It's in ketchup. It's in healthy granola bars. It's hiding in low-fat yogurts, breads, and salad dressings. Even worse, sugar makes your liver convert excess fructose into triglycerides, which contributes directly to arterial plaque, and yes, heart attacks. And remember this, sugar addiction is real. It triggers the same brain receptors as cocaine. So once it hooks you, your body craves more, while your heart quietly suffers. Here's what Alan did, and what I recommend to every senior I meet. Cut all added sugars for 14 days. Cold turkey. Read every label. If it ends in "-ose", it's likely sugar in disguise. Replace sweets with fiber-rich fruits like blueberries and pears, kind to your arteries and your brain. Hydrate. Sugar cravings often mask dehydration. Rewire your taste buds, because sugar dulls them. After 2 weeks, even a fresh peach will taste like dessert. Today, Alan's heart is stronger, his blood pressure is stable, and his memory is clearer. Not because he gave up dessert, but because he gave up the illusion that just a little sugar can't hurt. Have you checked your labels today? Comment, "No more sweet poison," if you're ready to break free, too. Next, we reveal a food you probably eat every day, thinking it's good for your gut, but it might be destroying your heart from the inside out. Let me tell you about Gloria. She was 69, a retired school teacher. Graceful, alert, and fiercely loyal to her morning ritual. A bowl of low-fat fruit yogurt, granola, and a drizzle of honey. She called it her heart-healthy breakfast. But when she came to me complaining of bloating, fatigue, and rising blood pressure, I looked deeper. And what I found shocked her. That yogurt, marketed as low-fat, good for the gut, fortified with calcium, was quietly sabotaging her heart. Here's the twist. Most commercial yogurts targeted at seniors are packed with added sugar, artificial thickeners, and synthetic vitamins. One small cup can contain up to 22 grams of sugar, nearly as much as a donut. What's worse? Low-fat yogurts often replace natural fats with starch fillers and sweeteners, which can cause insulin spikes and disturb your gut microbiome, a key player in heart disease prevention. And if you're choosing yogurt for calcium, beware. Too much calcium without enough magnesium or K2 can lead to calcification in arteries, not stronger bones. That's right. You think you're helping your bones, but you may be clogging your arteries instead. I see it all the time, seniors eating yogurt to be healthy, unknowingly feeding inflammation, spiking their blood sugar, and stressing their cardiovascular system. So what did Gloria do? We switched her to full-fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Just a spoonful of raw honey if needed. She added chia seeds and fresh berries instead of granola. Result? After 3 weeks, her blood pressure normalized, her digestion improved, and her energy came roaring back. So here's what I want you to take away. Yogurt isn't the enemy. But processed, sweetened yogurt is. Read the label. Choose live cultures. Pick full fat. Ditch the fake fruit and added sugars. And if you want a truly heart-healthy breakfast, start with real food. Real fat. Real fiber. If you've been eating yogurt daily, comment, time to read the label, below. Because coming up next, we'll reveal the most misunderstood, healthy, habit that could be quietly shaving years off your life expectancy. I met Frank at a seminar. He was 74, charming, retired engineer, and deeply confused. I've done everything right, he said. Whole grain toast, skim milk, protein bars. I even take low-fat yogurt and veggie chips. So why did I have a minor heart attack last month? That question hit hard. Because Frank wasn't lazy. He wasn't reckless. He was simply misled. And maybe you have been too. Today, food marketing has outpaced food science. What's labeled heart-healthy might actually raise your blood pressure, spike inflammation, and quietly damage your arteries. So let's recap. The 5 fake healthy foods to avoid after 60. Margarine, industrial trans fats, inflammation risk. Granola, loaded with sugar, fake fiber. Skim milk, stripped of nutrients, disrupts hormone balance. Low-fat yogurt, added sugars, gut damage. Wheat bread, hybrid gluten, spikes blood sugar. What to choose instead? Butter from grass-fed cows, rich in vitamin K2. Chia seeds or soaked oats, clean, gentle fiber. Full-fat A2 milk, better digestibility, natural fat. Greek yogurt, unsweetened, live cultures, real fat. Sourdough or sprouted grains, lower gluten impact. But here's the twist. It's not just about avoiding bad foods. It's about reclaiming your identity. I'm not a senior who eats what's convenient. I'm a senior who eats for my heart, my brain, and my longevity. That shift changes everything. Because no food label, no TV ad, no influencer knows your body like you do. So ask yourself. Are you eating for marketing? Or are you eating for the next 20 years of independence? If you're ready to choose differently, then I invite you to join our Facebook group, Live Well with Harold. It's a space for people like you, sharp, strong, and ready to rewrite what aging looks like. Comment below, I choose my heart, if you're in. And remember, the food you eat either builds your future or steals it, one bite at a time.